Yo, welcome to 3 Milli Pod. We're about to say a quick prayer and get into this performance. Welcome. Father God, in Jesus' name, we just want to thank you so much for what you've done. Thank you for this day. Thank you for your favor. Thank you for your grace. I pray that you just bless this experience. Bless those who are watching. Bless those who are here. I pray over Sydney and Caleb, Father God. I just pray that you continue to cover them with your anointing, with your oil. I pray that you be with Ty, Nahum, Johannes, the rest of the team, our families, our friends, all those connected to us. Abide in us. Give us your grace. Show us your mercy. And just bless this whole experience and just get the glory out of it is our prayer in Jesus' name. Amen. It seems the people of this industry are drawing a line. Though there's peace on the ground, I hear of war in the sky. Silent battles taking place in people's hearts for their minds. What will you choose to believe? Where will you choose to align? While there's artists and creatives all declaring a side, I wonder if I should stay silent or just start drawing mine. At first it's expression, that's what we commonly love. But now for years the attack has seemed to start ramping up. People posing at the Grammys as the devil in flesh. Cult followings of artists speak of nothing but death. Don't get spiritual, it's art, just be nice and correct. How is it art when you got devils tattooed on your neck? And we decide to be quiet and just respect all opinions. Folks are moving mad aggressive towards believers and Christians. How long should we let folks mock our Heavenly Father? He can speak for himself, but we're his sons and his daughters.
I wanna make this world and give you life. You know there's so much more. I wanna give you love and joy to find the peace you're searching for. The road you tread, I lay before thee. Believe in me and see the glory. Lifted become our hands as we confess our truth. We're here to give.
If you ask me where I am when you reaching out of me, Jesus gotta be deep inside of me. If you know his plan is to breathe inside of me, he's so adamantly speaking out of me. God said I'll give you gifts so you can reach many hearts, so you can reach many souls instead of reaching for charts. There's people searching for goals so they can show what they not. Just know the values within, all else is waiting to rot. But bring conviction and joy, break addictions and more. We'll tell the children you are who we are doing this for. I'll sing of love and of life, I'll sing of pain as I write, I'll sing of blessings you give, I'll speak of words you'll delight. I know I'm here to reach people that gospel artists may not. Apostle Paul in my head, Apostle John in my heart. So as I rest on your chest and sing of songs in the night, I pray you bless every soul that comes in touch with my light.
I wanna light this world and give you life. You know there's so much more. I wanna give you love and joy to find the peace you're searching for. The road you tread, I lay before thee. Believe in me and see the glory. Lifted become our hands as we confess our truth. We're here to give you glory. We're here to give you glory, yeah. Yeah.
Glory, glory.
Watch your mouth!
Yeah, get the medals out and bring a trophy. Martinelli cider for my family and the homies. The pressure's getting worse, I heard it's growing on me slowly, dog. Yeah, I heard it's growing on me slowly, Get the medals out and bring a trophy. Martinelli cider for my family and the homies. The pressure's getting worse, I heard it's growing on me slowly, dog. Yeah, I heard it's growing on me slowly, This has been a season of duality. Business doing well, but still working for a salary. Working for yourself, but you still be clocking hourly. I've been seeing wealth as a standard for reality. Climbing out the lowest season ever. Things will fall apart, at least the fam is doing better. My baby broke my heart, but my season made of leather. I know these words are shock, cause folk think we still together, Never thought I'd walk around heartbroken. Plenty women trying to put it back together. I've been saying yes and saying no. You would think I was a professor teaching in this last semester. for effort. Thanks for caring, baby girl, please take a sweater. She posts my hoodie on the ground just to show she's super grateful for the chance, even though she know it ain't forever. Yeah, get the medals out and bring a trophy. Martinelli cider for my family and the homies. The pressure's getting worse, I heard it's growing on me slowly, dog. Yeah, I heard it's growing on me slowly, Get the medals out and bring a trophy. Martinelli cider for my family and the homies. The pressure's getting worse, I heard it's growing on me slowly, dog. Yeah, I heard it's growing on me slowly, Get the medals out and bring a trophy. Martinelli cider for my family and the homies. Julius bought a Tessie, so I said you gotta show me. Everybody on the team dropping like we 40. 26 and under, so we giving God the glory. God giving gifts, I'm convinced he had it for me. Used to borrow whips, being careful, driving slowly. Now we taking trips, putting mileage with no worries, that's progression. Whole team meeting, we can tell if there's recession. Whole team meeting, we may have to use protection. Everyone got hands, but we carry stronger weapons. Angels looking now, I don't need the Smith & Wesson. Heavy holy smoke, guts that anyone can catch them. We ain't any better, ain't no question, it's a blessing. Preaching when I'm called, people think it's my profession. I'm simply a man who for greatness I was destined and born. For the kingdom I had slept through the storm. Down in Eden I was preciously won. This life that I've been given will have goodness and charm. There may be threats but you won't ever be harmed. No need to sound the alarm. Just cause we won don't mean no weapons were formed. When you see me you see a man who's reborn. A man who's been on his own. But on his own he was never alone. He always knew he had a friend on the throne. He had a friend on the throne. He had a friend on the throne. Early morning in my heart, it's every seeking. Was it chance, was it life? Did it happen for a reason? Did the Lord have a plan and this the way I'm supposed to please him? Or did man fall short and mess up everything he brings him? Is it truly my fault that I feel hurt beyond return? Will I ever fall in love and have the woman I deserve? I have a good heart, and though sometimes I'm insecure, I give everything I have to make her feel my every word. Women hear your words but only listen to your actions. Wake up 4 years later and you wondering what happened. Strangers turn to lovers but the love ain't always lasting. Did we see this coming? Did we fail to trust the captain? Plenty women here but they don't bring no satisfaction. Nothing heals the pain, it almost suffered all my passions. I don't trust my feelings, good or bad I start retracting. Each decision made, someone else is now unpacked today. Yeah, you could be anointed and need therapy. You could be a point in any clarity. Please don't fall asleep on the severity. I shouldn't have to leave for you to cherish me. Good going, bad, the men are perishing. At first it's suicide, next is marry me. Good girls wildin' out and it's embarrassing. Good girls wildin' out and it's embarrassing. I've been sitting praying by the crossroads. The flesh is tempting me to build a stronghold. One filled with pride, another filled with hate. One is never me, the other's taking shape. I read to my father, made my heart clean. Yeah, pride is never something I can call me. Almost lost myself, but glory made me whole. Glory. Meet me at the altar, God is saving souls. You could be anointed and need therapy. Broke heart, you can feel it when you stare at me. So far, I feel nothing but unbearably. Tons of super pain and there's no one there to care for me. Every day's the same, but I feel better when she there for me. Thank God and the fam plus the team, cause they would bear with me. Didn't lose myself, but I'm way different than I plan to be. Should I get some help? I hold my tongue and use it carefully. Steps I take without you aren't the steps I wanna take, yeah. Who would think this started cause you asked me for a break, yeah. These become the issues we battle through the days. You know that folks won't talk about it, so we look the other way. You know that these are kind of thoughts I think at night while I'm awake. You know that these the kind of thoughts I share with God in times to pray. I don't have to understand all the reasons it's this way. I just gotta trust in you when my heart ain't feeling great, Lord. Yeah, you could be anointed and need therapy. You could be a point in any clarity. Please don't fall asleep on the severity. I shouldn't have to leave for you to cherish me. Good going, bad, the men are perishing. At first it's suicide, next is marry me. Good girls wildin' out and it's embarrassing.
Good people. What's up? What's good, man? I'm blessed to be host Caleb Smith. We are back for another edition, man. We got our Off the Rip series. We are back. We are live with it. And, man, the first person to bless it again for us, my brother Nashbi. How you doing,
Yo,
bro?
my brother, so grateful to be here, man. Honored, definitely.
Bruh, listen, man, every single time, seeing you, all the work that you're doing, the impact too. Substance is one of the main components that's missing, I think, in hip hop right now.
Wow.
And, I don't try to put you in a box and say a Christian rapper. No, bro. You're an artist.
Wow.
And, man, the Glory Project. Talk to me about the whole inspiration. Congrats on the album as well that just dropped.
Praise God, man. Thank you.
How are you
dog.
feeling about that?
I'm feeling amazing, bro. Honestly, I'm really grateful. I felt like God pushing me to get this album done, probably literally around the time that we linked up last year.
That's crazy.
I think that's when I was working on it, having the idea for it. I probably had like one song that was for sure going on there, but I was like, man, I think we want to do this, this project. We wanted to create like a real hip hop project.
Yes, sir.
But at the same time, we wanted to tithe, our career, my career to God. Honestly, that was the goal. It was like, okay, God, I'm gonna give you the best of my first fruits. Because that's essentially what tithe is, right?
Yes,
it's your first fruit, but it's the best of your first fruit. And so I was like, okay, as you mentioned, I'm not necessarily a gospel Christian artist, but, I'm a believer. And so I was like, I'm going to give my first project to the Lord unapologetically in your face. Like all my music always honors God anyway, but not all my, and I think when people say, oh, well, what makes a Christian, rapper versus a gospel artist, whatever, versus a normal artist. I think it's like when you're a gospel artist, you're making songs that people can like worship with. You're making music that people can praise with, and you're making music that's really catered to God for the people, for the edification of the people, but for the glory of God. Well, I feel like as an artist, when you're creating art, like that honors God, it's music that gives that stamp of approval, that stamp of thanks, that glory, that honor and praise to God. But it's not one that's leading folks in praise and worship. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
That's like what we wanted to do with this project, but then it became so much bigger, supposed to be like a project that was supposed to just be like, just ripping it with bars. It's like taking me back to why I started this thing with the Eminem flow, the Nas, the Tupac, Big, like the boom bap, the J. Cole, Kendrick's, that early hip hop, just to really like bring people back. Similar to what Nas was doing with Hit Boy.
Yeah, Hit Boy. That was nasty.
King's Disease and really like hip hop.
1, 2, and 3. Yeah.
Yo, crazy, right?
Yeah.
It was supposed to go almost in that direction, but even more archaic with like the boom bap. But then it just became something different. It became and as after God, that's really Ice Pop. Like shout out to my producers once again, Ice Pop.
Yeah, it was
that's
beautiful project,
Mark
bro.
and Court. Man, shout out to Young Zoe as well. Shout out to Poetic Jr. These guys came together and they made it modern. So it was just like you still have elements of hip hop in every single track, and it's like real raw hip hop, but it's like modern sounds and a feel and just everything that was selected was so intentional, man. And so that's literally what brought that project to life. It had one goal: honor and glorify God unapologetically, giving him the best of our first fruits. So we gave him the best beats, the best lyrics, the best takes, the best performances, and man, we put it out. And I had one plan for it in terms of how we wanted to go with features, and then God did something completely different that ended up making things even greater than what I could have imagined.
Come on, bro.
And that's what led us to go out there to London. Shout out to Rebla, shout out to Shervin, shout out to did I have any other features? Mainly Rebla, Shervin, and Johnny, 3Z of Johnny. Shout out 3Z of Johnny. Can't forget my younger brother Johnny blessing us with one of the hottest verses on the album. So yeah, bro.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. London, man. In the one track, it was No Man, correct?
Yes,
Bro.
exactly.
Hearing that, man, I was like in the whip blasting it. It was like, is this still Nashville? I was like, bro, that's Nashby, man. Wow. How did London's drill sound impact the album as well?
Wow. An amazing question, bro. Man, well, yeah, once again, shout out to Rebla.
Yeah.
That whole thing was not planned. And it's so crazy because my younger brother, Johnny, 3ZF Johnny, he literally like was telling me, he was on the drill vibe himself. Like he loved Pop Smoke. He loves like, the vibes of like Central C and some guys. And so, for me, it was something that it was a part of hip hop that I never like drew to as much. I love how the hi-hats reminded me of like Island, like, I love that bounce and stuff. But I was like, I don't know how I would rap on that yet. And it was so crazy that Rebla. So God Given, around this, ironically, from our last interview, when God Given and Chosen were like exploding,
Yeah.
God Given was put on that big Spotify playlist, and so was his record. So
That's
me
what's
and
up.
Rebla were both on this big playlist, and literally we were the only like God honoring, God glorifying, you know, tracks on that playlist. And so he was like, yo, who's this kid? So he clicked on it, downloaded the song, was listening to me for months, and according to his words, he felt God saying his spirit, yo, reach out.
That's
so
amazing, bro.
he shot me a DM on the gram, introduced himself, showed love. I'm like, yo, is this real? Is this a real? You get a lot of DMs sometimes, you don't know what's real, what's not. I'm like, yo, no, this is a legit dude. And so I was like, oh, but drill, I don't know. That's not, I've never done drill before.
Yeah.
And literally my younger brother's like, bro, I told you, you should have been hopped on that drill. This is an opportunity.
Yeah.
Go all in, like make it happen.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, you know what? Let's do it. So he sent me this record and it was called Turnaround. And bro, I ain't gonna lie to you. It took me, because it was new, it took me to a whole new level with like pushing my pen to a corner I've never done before, you know, and just spit. Like it was crazy. I go check that out. Turn around.
Yes, sir.
There's more war, my like more souls in the fight, and my heart's never been so broken. Like I started,
Yeah,
I was like,
with it.
I didn't even know, you know what I mean? Because I was like, yo,
Yeah.
I didn't want to sound like any other drill artist,
I feel that.
but I also didn't want to sound like I can't hit the culture. So I was
Yeah,
like, what does
exactly.
Nashbi sound like on a drill record? And that gave birth to Turnaround. We did Turnaround. I think it's now over 90,000 plays. By
Congrats,
God's
bro.
grace, bro. Thank you, man.
Yes.
God is good. So
Yes.
we hit that earlier. I think a couple weeks ago we hit 90K. But like literally from there, as that song was going up, we're like, bro, we got to run it back. Let's do one more for my album. And then I was like, you know, we had the idea for No Man, which was a crazy track. So much was going into that track even being born.
Yeah.
But I had a lot of production myself on that record with the arrangement of the beat, with the sounds, the keys, different elements of it, you know, and me and Mark and Court took it together and just started adding some crazy stuff. And that hook, you know, that kind of starts it off. That wasn't the original, you know what I mean? And so it was so crazy how like, you know, literally a few weeks, honestly, after the listening party, bro, I think.
Wow.
I think after we did the big listening party in Atlanta,
Yeah.
shout out to Rocksteady. We sold out Rocksteady.
That's what I'm talking about.
Almost the capacity is 150. We had almost 200 people there. So it was like,
That's crazy, man.
bro, it was like 40 independent, bro. Crazy. I'm so grateful,
You should
truly,
be, bro.
because it was some DJs that told me, they're like, bro, you don't know how many artists we work with millions of followers
And
who
they can't get
bring
bodies.
They can't get 75 people to show up to anything, you know?
It's real impact though.
God's grace, bro. Grace. And so I'm realizing I don't take it lightly, but I'm like, yo, maybe that's like the gift that I have. It's like, yo, you the numbers are real. So like, though, you know, however many followers I may have, they're really there, you know, which is great versus the millions, but then you have less, you know, folk show. But we did that listening party and introduced the original version of that track. We went back to the studio, was working on it. God hit me with the hook. We reshifted everything and then boom. So that's how that song came about. And then we were like, and that night of the listening party, it was almost prophetic. I felt it in my heart, bro. I didn't have any confirmation. No flights were booked or nothing. But I'm like, we're going to London, y'all. And everybody was cheering. And I'm like, we going here, we going there. And I felt it. And it was like, no, you're not lying. Like, I'm going to do this. But I didn't know how soon. I knew it was going to happen. I didn't know how soon. Bro, we just came back from London, you know, less than a month ago, or almost a month now, you know, since we got back and got to do the interview, got to do the show, got to do 2 music videos for Turnaround and No Man, which are coming soon, debuting on some big channels. So we give God glory, bro. It's coming soon, yeah.
London, man, what was that whole experience like being overseas, across the pond, if you will? How was that whole time in London, man?
Oh, bro, it was a blessing, man. I was shook, honestly. I was like, am I really here? I'm laughing about it because I'm like, when I was a kid, as a kid and then in college, when folks was, you know, people were doing spring break, summer vacations, people hitting the islands, hitting all over, going to Europe, Paris. I'm like, oh man, like, you know, there was something in me that was just like, we're gonna be able to do this with music. Like, I just always believed music would allow me to travel the world. I didn't know that this year was the year that was gonna happen. And so going to London, just being there, I was like, wow, I'm really like thousands of miles away from home. I'm across the pond, as you said, landed at the airport. I'm like, yo, y'all know where the restrooms are at? They're like, no, the toilets are this way. They call it toilets. So just being there, I'm like, wow.
Flats instead of apartments, things like that. Yeah.
You know, the vernacular, the culture, like, yo, but they have the real original English, you know? So it was incredible, man. But I didn't even get the tourist experience. We got there, it was a 5-day trip, and it was work, bro. Early morning, 7 a.m., coming back home 10 p.m., midnight, like every day. That was like the whole vibe. So we were shooting music videos. I got to see all of London because we were shooting. So literally because we were shooting in a whole bunch of different parts, some venues that we booked out, some rooftop shots that we did, got a drone specialist, we got a whole bunch of stuff, big production, hit different parts of the city, but it was all happening throughout the day. And we did it for the first music video, like, cool, now we got to do a whole nother music video. We shot that, we went into underground train stations. Bro, shout out to Rebla, man. He's a real project manager. He did an incredible job. It was an amazing state, though, for sure.
Bro, that's what I'm talking about, man. In your album, again, so many bars. One bar, man, that I heard hit me like to my core. Hearing you say, "Heavy is the crown." You know, that's what happens when you're chosen.
Yeah.
And, you know, knowing that of like so many people who have a lot on their plate, or you know, they're trying to balance life, balance time with God or family, being a leader. How do you try to balance knowing that you are chosen, like what your hoodie says in the project?
Man, it's different.
Yeah.
Because I can't lie, with all humility, and I know you felt this too, bro. It's like, even in yourself, you just almost feel set apart. You know, even from your youth, you just know there's certain things like everyone's doing this, but you can't.
Right.
Everyone's engaged in this way, but you can't. And people are always just nominating you to push you forward, whether it's to lead a classroom assignment, speak on behalf of the group project, different things, being the one that gets to, like, you know, experiment with creative arts and rhyming schemes and things like that as a youth. Growing up now, being a grown man, it's like, you know, which is crazy. I'm a grown man.
I know, it don't even sound right saying it.
It don't sound right
I feel
at all,
you.
bro.
I feel you.
I still feel like I feel like a kid at heart with grown man responsibilities.
Yes, that's the thing.
But
that's the caveat.
Yeah, man. But nah, bro, it's one thing I love what Savi said. Shout out to Savi and Corey. She said that being chosen means that you choose as well. Like, God chooses you. You know, like Drake said, you know, I'm the chosen one. Flowers never pick themselves. Like, you never pick yourself as a flower, but you, in a way, have to choose to allow the growth to take place. You have to choose to accept the path that has been laid before you, because God will never force it on you. He'll encourage you, but he'll never force it on you. You have to kind of get into alignment, get into the flow for it to happen. And with that, it's a tough journey. It's a lonely road. Heavy is the crown, for real, you know, and it comes down to like everything. I'm just trying to move, bro. I'm trying to move graceful and militant and strong and disciplined and everything now, you know, just because it's like I just feel the pressure, especially for my team. Like, you know, and I could, if I have a little bit of time, I'll share this part, bro. It's like, I realize that as an artist, especially nowadays, like in our age of music, being an artist, you're the CEO of this whatever you've created, right? But and you're a CEO because everywhere your brand is placed, it's your job to make whatever product you create, whatever brand you create, it's your job to make it valuable. For sure. And that's what a CEO does. All he does is try to increase the value of the stock. So if I'm working with you, I'm working with producers, I'm working with different individuals that allow our brand to coexist. It's my job now to make that valuable, whether that's by doing advertisement, whether that's just showing up and moving in excellence, whether that's making calls and trying to connect the dots on a business level to, you know, debut on different channels or whatever it might be. It's your job to bring value to your team, to your brand, because folks are depending on you to eat in a way. Folks put time, they put money and effort to show up for you. Now you have to go and show that up. So when you are the chosen one, it isn't just as all you the guy in front of the camera. There's a lot of work we got to do on the back end. And then once the back end is done, it's like, great, we got a beautiful album. Now we got to promote it. Now we got to get numbers.
It's still more work to be done.
It's just step one. It's like, great job, great product. Now you got the Coca-Cola product, but now how can you get it on the shelf? And then once it's on the shelf, how are you going to get people to drink it? And once they drink it once, how are you going to get them to drink it
again?
Keep
that shelf life.
You know, and keep that shelf life. For sure. Know? Shout out to Martinelli Cider. Hopefully, I'm gonna speak it into existence.
It's hard too.
Man, bro. So
the deal's on the way.
It's, bro, come on, man.
Gotta speak into existence, brother.
Yes,
you already know.
Yes, bro. We sent them some emails and some talks.
I love that.
I don't know. We'll see. I'm speaking to this. I'm hoping it happens.
Stay persistent.
One thing, when I spoke to them on the phone, they said, hey, we've been in business 150 years and we don't run commercials. We don't run ads because they have that shelf life of just the people who drink Martinelli Cider continue to drink Martinelli Cider. So they've never really spent much money on commercials or on brand deals.
Probably save money that way too.
Yo, yeah, I'm sure. They have like a huge property out in LA, well, in California, some cities City in California. So I'm hoping that we're one of those like brand partners,
For sure.
but no matter how God decides to let things roll, that element of just maintaining, like you said, that shelf life and being able to operate where your fans, your community, they support you and continue to drink your product every day. And you're making the best product for them, showing up every time with the kiss of excellence. Yeah, man, that's what we're going for.
I
So,
love that, bro.
did I answer the question?
Man,
properly?
perfectly, bro.
Okay.
Glory, one heck of an intro, right? You know, during this time, you can see artists like in the likes of a Doja Cat trolling with the demon and the child's play, or you know, growing up we've always had the Illuminati, you know, conspiracies and things like that.
Right.
But I think there's still this like element of truth in those stories, because when you see so many demonic things at play, whether it's a Sam Smith with the devil horns and walking around trolling, yes, trolling is real, but also I think that even if that person or that artist is trolling, it's still truth within that playfulness, right?
That's right.
So you addressing that in Glory, how do you feel about this current state of you can have artists that's openly trolling with devil worshiping, I guess you can say? How do you feel about that?
Man, bro, it's real.
Content. Yeah.
It's so real. And it's not even, excuse me, it's not even just trolling all the time. Some of these guys, this is their thing. Like
Facts.
that, like the same way we say we love God, we honor God. Some people are like, yo, I'm in the spirits.
You always got two sides.
These, you know, and I mean, like, it's no secret. Folks have been discussing, even, you know, I love her, you know, as well, but Beyonce even, she publicly professes these different, and I don't want to speak too much on it without having as much knowledge. I've done some research, but I know I'm probably ignorant to the deeper cores, but I know there's different goddesses and African goddesses that she credits to and that she gives glory to on her music. And that's real for her. That's not just her trolling. That's Beyonce saying, I connect with these African deities. And when you look at the origin behind these deities, it's in alignment with things that are not in alignment with what we align with, you know? And so, you know, and there's a whole debate around that people talk about, but, you know, at the end of the day, bro, it's real, you know, satanic worship that's happening in our industry. There's idol worship happening in the industry. There's self-worship happening in the industry. And then there's those who honor God, you know, and have a pure heart and a good, you know, soul that's giving the best that they can. And I'm not saying Sam Smith doesn't have a good heart. I'm sure Doja Cat, at the deep of their core, are probably incredible people. You know, Lil Nas X was one of the
I forgot
first.
about Lil Nas X. Yeah, you're right.
You remember I sat down with X. And we sat down for about an hour. Bro, he's a great guy. And that was before he started doing all the stuff online. But, you know, when people look at that, I'm like, he's a good guy at heart. I personally think he was trolling, you know, getting all those comments ever since he came out. He was
spark
going
a
to
reaction.
hell. He's trying to spark a reaction and really get back at the people trolling them that was coming for him. But the truth is, man, when you play with those demons, when you play with those spirits, bro, they show up because they exist anyway. Principalities of darkness, they're there, but they can't move without permission. The same way God chooses to observe and obey our, not obey our will. God chooses to allow our will to take place. We have the freedom of choice. God says, this is my will, obey me. But we have the choice to align ourselves with God or not. It's the same thing with demons. They can't just, I'm gonna just jump on you. You have to be doing something to give them access. You have to, almost a part of you, willfully accept them through different things that you consume, through different things that you, and when I say consumption, not just with food, but with what you listen to, what you see, what you hear, and in your heart. And when you align yourselves with these things, they will come, they'll show up. And unfortunately, that's what happened with old boy from, was it Snowfall? What's that film?
Oh yeah, Franklin Saint. Damson Idris, I think.
Yes, Damson. He mentioned it in the interview. He wanted to do that part so bad. He really called. He called for the devil, come into me, come into me. And he mentioned just for weeks he couldn't sleep, had nightmares,
Heath
had to
Ledger
get prayed
with
over.
the Joker,
bro.
He ended up committed suicide,
leading to his death, bro. And they mentioned how so many scenes in the movie were not even planned. He was just doing stuff. And some of the actresses and people that was working with him were like, "Yo, this is not in the script. What are you doing?" And it made his role so powerful. But bro, you know,
it was his last.
Bro, it's just so unfortunate. And he was one of my favorite actors. I remember growing up watching this jousting movie he did as a kid. I
remember that too.
What's the name of that?
I forgot it too, but it was fire though. I remember that too. Bro, I remember that same film.
I didn't even know it was the same guy. You know? And then when I found out, bro.
Man,
so
Nashbi, bro, your performance, you killed that on the way out. Where will Nashbi be 5 to 10 years from now? And then on top of that, upcoming projects that we could be on the lookout for. And I already know you just dropped the album, so we ain't trying to put too much pressure on you.
It's love. Yeah.
What's next?
Man, 5 to 10 years from now, bro, I'm hoping, I think we're already, okay. I was blessed recently to sit down with almost all the biggest record label execs in the nation. Shout out to James Supreme. When I met him, he was a good friend of mine, tour manager. He was on tour with Big Sean. Today, he's the vice president of Def Jam. And he threw me a lob and had me in the room. When he flew out, I was in the room with all the biggest labels in a place near Atlanta. And we were looking at some of the artists that they were pushing and saying, yo, these are our focuses. These are the people we want to promote and make big. And I was like, man, this presentation is incredible. They were making it sound like this the next J. Cole, this the next Kendrick, next Jay-Z. I'm like, wow, you know? I'm like, man, I got to get my weight up. We end up, you know, taking notes and just doing research. And I found out later that I was much further than these artists that they had signed. And I'm like, yo.
On your own.
On my own, independent.
Come on.
And it hit me then that I was like, oh, I'm in the league. I'm in the game. It's like we're all like, yo, when do you get on? Getting on happens now. When J. Cole was signed by Jay-Z, he was on, but no one knew who he was.
You already put the work in.
He was putting in the work, and then once he got signed, the work started over. And now Jay-Z had to make J. Cole valuable. So now J. Cole's opening up for Jay-Z on his tours. J. Cole is getting features with other artists, but he was technically already on the moment he got signed. But when he first started, he had I'm sure he probably had what would have been at that time 10K monthly listeners, 5K monthly listeners, then 20K monthly listeners. But then over the years, he grew that to 100K, 1 million, 2 million, 3 million.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
shout
saying?
out. Appreciate that.
He got there, and then, you know, now Cole's doing his 30 million, 40 million monthly listeners. So, you know, I feel like, bro, I feel like we're on now, but 5 to 10 years from now, I want to have scaled what we've done.
That's right.
And I'll say it live here first on 3 Milli. We're coming out with a deluxe project of the same album. So the Glory Project, we're going to add a deluxe. It's going to come out soon.
Love that.
I'm not going to release the date yet. We're still working on it.
You good.
But the deluxe is next. We're going to push a deluxe, a bunch of singles and collaborations.
Yes. And
God willing, the next full body of work, like the next big album's probably going to come out probably 2020. 5 probably, but we might have an EP or 2 next year in 2024. So we'll see.
Hey,
but
we'll be ready, man.
Yeah, brother.
Yes, sir.
Yo.
Look, social media following. Where can everybody keep up with you? Instagram, TikTok, Apple Music, Spotify, everything.
Absolutely.
How can they keep up with you?
Absolutely. So you can find me, Nashbi, that's NashbiOfficial.com, Nashbi Official on every other platform. Literally, and make sure you keep up with 3 Milli as well.
Much
I'm
love,
so
brother.
proud. I just got to say this. They're in a new studio here in Atlanta. Before they were in this huge skyscraper. Now they're at an iconic property with even more space, doing amazing things, bro. I'm so proud of you.
Listen, you already know, man. I feel the same way tenfold.
Oh, man.
Tenfold,
it's
bro.
just so beautiful to see how much we've scaled together,
yes, sir.
You know, since our last link up.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
And look, man, you already know we're going to work up some future projects, ideas, things of that sort. But, bro, I'm telling you, it's only the beginning. Stay on your path. Keep substance in what you're doing, because that's what's going to help you stand out every single time, man. So stay on your path, and I promise you, a year from now, you're going to be like, dang, I did it. So it's coming.
Indeed.
I promise you that. And shoot, I don't even want to say it's coming. It's already here.
Yeah, it's here.
We're going to already speak that into existence, because it is here. I mean, dropping an album, independent. On your own, selling out venues. That's unheard of, independent.
Wow.
And you're not selling out on social media. You're not acting a fool, shucking a job, and you're doing it your way, in God's way. So that's the most important way. So stay on that journey, bro, for real. Nashbi, man, much love to you. Love you to death, bro.
Love you too,
y'all,
bro.
make sure to follow him, show him love, man. Shout out to his team. Shout out to everybody here. It's just the beginning. Until next time, that's another Off the Rip. Peace.
Put in your work, I'll bless you. That's it. LeBron put in his work, he got blessed. Michael Jordan put in his daily work, he got blessed. You know what I mean? Steph Curry does. Steph Curry takes like 1,000 shots a day, you know what I'm saying? So whatever he does on the court, it's just...
So many platinum songs from all the pain I have endured. Right about the dream, wrong about the course. Got to know the God that people call a higher force. Healer of my soul, lifter of my voice. I knew I would make it if I made the harder choice. Opening my heart, plugging to the source. Speaking for the kids who never had no real support. Speaking for the youth I know whose parents had divorced. I know people married who at times to feel alone. United in the streets, divided at the home. Heartbreaks and waste the innocence is never known. Smiles just a face, but the hurt is never shown. I touched the waist, but my strength is not my own. How'd you make it this far when everybody said you won't? 150,000 heard my songs around the globe. 500,000 streams, so many copies sold. God did it all, I was learning how to code. He said I had bigger plans than all the ones you had before. I used to pray I would get signed and now there's money at the door. Ain't no labels handing checks, the bread came from the Lord of Lords. He gave me what I need, and he told me to sign myself, and he put on a team. Now we all are getting wealth. I had friends who turned on me, hope they all are getting help. But if y'all listening right now, I pray you all are doing well. This I know is true, you must protect your mental health. Those who fail to plan, understand they plan to fail. We've been sticking with the process, shunning all the gossip. Look how far we came, I'm still amazed at all the progress. Tuning out the nonsense, coming up with concepts. Don't think it's all for free, just because there ain't a cost yet. Working on the project, every track a hard hit. God gets all the glory, open mics and Grammy carpets.
God just allows him to be great, bro. Because people came to work. Oh, yeah, for real. I mean, that's why God says, yo, we shall be the head and not the tail. Right? Because people don't understand that. Stand up.
12:27 in Atlanta, I feel broken. Heavy is the crown, but that's what happens when you're chosen. Take your time to eat, cause folk will watch you while you choking. No more time to grieve, I trust the one who's omnipotent. Marinated rhymes, that's why my pen is super potent. When will people see that being you is so important? Life is way too short to be here fearing your opponents. Give it all you have and soon you'll simply seize the moment.
Don't you fumble the blessings of the Lord. Yeah. Don't you fumble the blessings of His goodness. Yeah. Don't you fumble the blessings. Don't you fumble the blessings. Don't you fumble the blessings of the Lord. Yeah.
I knew a man without faith, looking for some love and a woman's embrace. He finally got a girl but tried to cover her face. He tried to cover up all his sins and mistakes, until his sins made mistakes that was too massive to cape. His wife was in a coma, cops showed up to his place. The neighbors heard the violence, he tried to escape. He even tried to take her back, but man, this time it's too late. All her friends told her to leave, but she was trapped in his love. She thought it would get better. Every time she give up, he would tell her he was sorry and would blame her for his anger. And she kept on holding on until her life became in danger. And one bad mistake is all it takes to risk it all. One lie's enough to tarnish everything you are. Steward what you have, cause all you have, it came from God. Everything is His, we're only blessed to be involved.
Don't you fumble the blessings of the Lord. Yeah. Don't you fumble the blessings of His goodness. Yeah. Don't you fumble the blessings. Don't you fumble the blessings. Don't you fumble the blessings of the Lord. Yeah.
I know a woman who was dreaming every night while she was sleeping for a man. And when he came, she searched for every single reason for all things to be wrong. Why does he live with his mom? Why did he drop out of school if he can't hoop like LeBron? He bought her everything she needs and had good money in her savings, but she really ain't believing all the efforts he was making. So every single night while he was hustling and slaving, she was sowing seeds of doubt in all the records he was breaking. He tried to plead, baby, you never want for nothing. Look at how we drive around, look at how we eat in public. I just need you to believe I'm just doing what God wanted. If you don't see it, then leave. How can't you see what we're becoming? He went on to win Grammys with huge plaques on the wall. One bad mistake is all it takes to risk it all. One lie's enough to tarnish everything you are. Everything is God's, we're only blessed to be involved.
Don't you fumble the blessings of the Lord. Yeah. Don't you fumble the blessings of His goodness. Yeah. Don't you fumble the blessings. Don't you fumble the blessings. Don't you fumble the blessings of the Lord. Yeah. Don't you fumble the blessings of the Lord. Yeah. Don't you fumble the blessings of His goodness. Yeah. Don't you fumble the blessings. Don't you fumble the blessings. Don't you fumble the blessings of the blessings. Don't you fumble the blessings of love.
Yeah. You know those moments when you wake up feeling lower than ever. You roll over and you asking, will it ever get better? Your parents fussing at home. You wish they get it together like mama, leave him alone. He left his clothes on the dresser. Now you know when that happens that it's gonna upset us. So pops, lower your tone and just watch how you address it. Cause that's your queen, king, see king. God is on your team, king. Look at all y'all done, just don't be fighting over everything. Blessings bound to come, you gotta post them up and set a screen. And you already won the day she asked you for a wedding ring. Remember how you felt when that little lady said yes? You have been fasting and praying, homie, so don't you forget. Don't you let up, I know he's quiet. Don't you let go, just hold on tighten. There's a new chapter, it's finished writing. If you're wondering, it gets better. I see you crying, it gets better. Just keep on fighting, it gets better. Just move in faith. If you're wondering, it gets those moments when you wake up feeling lower than ever, thinking about your ex-girl, like should I really have left her? You know you miss her inside and wish that love was a lie. But when God intervened, you had to place her aside. You know when God got a plan, you gotta wait and abide. Cause he always know better than what you see with your eyes. But wait and be king, see king. God is on your team, king. When God gets you redeemed, you'll be out balling like the dream team. Maybe soon a new queen. Pain will make you do things, but get that under wraps. God like, I'ma do a new thing. I often take moments to just reflect on the past, but I let go and let God, because there's no going back. Don't you let up, I know he's quiet. Don't you let go, just hold on tighten. There's a new chapter, it's finished writing. If you're wondering, it gets better. I see you crying, it gets better. Just keep on fighting, it gets better. Just move in faith. If you're wondering, don't you let up, I know he's quiet. Don't you let go, just hold on tighten. There's a new chapter, it's finished writing. If you're wondering, it gets better. I see you crying, it gets better. Just keep on fighting, it gets better. Just move in faith. If you're wondering,